Yes guys, welcome back to Goalkeeper Reviews for You. Today we're reviewing a brand new pair of goalkeeper gloves from South Coast Kits Believe model. Let's get straight into this review. These gloves were sent to me free of charge from Harry at South Coast Kits. They've just gone live now for pre-order for £25 and later their RRP price is going to be £35, so pick them up if you're interested by what you see in this video. Let's get into the unboxing. So with every pair you get a black bag, which is I think essential with any goalkeeper glove, and for the price I think that's brilliant. So it's Velcro, so it's not going to come open in your bag, and then you get your pair of white and Volt Green goalkeeper gloves. With every pair of gloves you also get a nice key ring, which is a lovely touch with the logo on it, and you also get two straps, which I think is essential when selling a strapless model. Let's put these gloves on and let's see how they fit. So from the off you can see they feel quite thick, and let's see how that works comfort wise. So you've got a full palm of latex with a plastic harder material here, which I guess is to increase the durability of the gloves. For me the finger length is good, as you know my pinky finger's quite short, so maybe that's a little bit too long, but for a general population glove that's not custom fit I think they're pretty decent. Let's talk about the fit then. So on the backhand I think there's a very thick material which I think will keep you warm, so they'll be brilliant in the winter. Maybe that might cause a bit of issue in the summer. The wrist enclosure is very good. It's very tight, so maybe that will lead to it getting a bit sweaty, and it's also a little bit difficult to get on, but it stops them from sliding off. As easy as you rub them together, they're not going anywhere. On the fingers there's roll cut on the outside and index finger, and then negative cut on the two middle fingers. There's also roll on the thumbs, which I think is going to help you catching a ball when using the W technique. So I'm just going to spray a bit of water on, nothing else, just to activate the latex, and then we're going to give them a little test. Yep. Okay, let's get into the SAM score of these South Coast Kits Believe goalkeeper gloves. So first up we've got design. I quite like the design, it's pretty basic, coloured panels with a small logo at the back and then a logo on the front, and that's why I've given it a 6. It's nothing special, nothing amazing, looks solid, looks simple, does the job. So next up we've got the construction of the gloves. So this is how it's built, how the stitching looks. If you look on the front where this durability panel is, all the stitching around it looks really good. No flicky up bits in the corners, and there's no latex folded over inside. So I think it's a really solidly built glove, especially at the price point, and that's why I've given it an 8. So next up we've got palm, backhand and fingers. I've also given this a decent score. I've given it a 7. I think the backhand feels really nice and firm. It's got little triangle bits for that punching zone. I like the roll cut on the little fingers and the index finger. That definitely helps you catch. And then the negative cut on the inside. All the fingers are a good length, especially for me, and that's why I've gone with a 7. So now let's talk about closure. I've gone with another high score. I've given it an 8, as I feel like it's really tight on your wrist, doesn't feel like it's moving. That does come with the caveat that it gets hot really quickly, but also they do give you a strap, so if it's not tight enough for you, you can always make it tighter, and that's why I've given it such a good score. So next up we've got fit. Obviously fit is really personal to each person, as all of our wrists and hands are shaped differently. I've given it a decent score of a 7, as it's lovely on the palm and wrist, as it is very tight there. It's a little bit loose on the backhand, as there is so much thick fabric, and the fingers are okay, and that's why I've given it a 7, so it's not bad all round. let's talk about the grip then. So from the off, I can say that they're nowhere near as grippy as your premium pair of gloves at 90, 80, 100 quid, but they're not bad either. So this hand has got no water and it's not as easy to hold as other gloves, but I can hold it. This hand's a bit wetter and I am struggling to hold it a little bit. So the water does impact them a lot more than other gloves, which I can tell immediately, but overall grip is not bad, and catching them with the volleys I didn't have any difficulty whatsoever. So I've given it a 6, which isn't a great score, but it's not the highest quality latex. It's not stupidly sticky. The ball didn't hold in my hand like it was glue. Maybe that's because we haven't given it a pre-wash yet, but it's definitely the weakest point of these gloves. So next up, I've got durability. I've just given it a 7 as a placeholder, as obviously this is the first time I've worn them, but I believe this score will be much higher. As you look where the firm latexy plasticky bit is exactly where the most of the wear has been on my gloves this season, the Callyer Ultra Pros. So next up we've got weather. Obviously I haven't used them in the rain yet, so I don't really know, but from testing in the garden I've only given it a 6, because as they got really damp from spraying water on them, the grip did start to drop off rapidly, so that's why it's only a 6 for these gloves. So now on to an important one, confidence. So I've given them a 6.5 as they feel really soft and comfy and well built, so they feel really nice on your hands, but the grip not being $1 million does put it down a notch, and that's why I've given it a 6.5 instead of a higher score. We're on to the final topic now, value for money. So at the price of £25, I think they're an 8. For 25 quid you get a good quality glove with a great construction, and I feel like they could last you a long time. So especially anyone starting out goalkeeping or only does it casually, they'll be perfect for you. At £35 I think it would be dropped down to a 7, as for only £5 more expensive you could get a glove like Callyer, who've been making gloves for ages, and their latex is a little bit higher quality. So I'll give you a little comparison. So overall they scored 70 on the SAM score, which is 5 less than the Powerlite AER Volts and 10 higher than the Allsport Super Grips, but I did rank those a little bit harshly. But we'll move back onto these. So that's a good score at the price point of £25. So I think if you can pick them up for £25, they're going to be a great glove at that price point. Value for money is great, but as you go up to the 35 quid, if you get Callyers with a discount code, or you want a more premium pair of gloves like a Puma at £60, which is double the price, but you do feel it with the quality of the latex, you have got a decision to make yourself, which I can't make for you. But I feel like if you're looking for a new glove and you're looking for one at a decent price, these will definitely be ones to give a go at. Alright, so let's give you a quick ranking of my 3 strapless gloves this year. So if I was going to play in a big match and I wanted the absolute grip, I'd use the Puma Futures. I know they're £66, so double the price point of both these, but the grip they gave me and the confidence they gave me was unbelievable. But if I was going to go through a season, at 25 quid I think I would pick these, because you could get probably two pairs for the price of this one, but if they were at £35 I would go for these black ones, as I really like them. They did fall off towards the end of the year, but they lasted me the whole season almost, giving me good performance. So that's my review. If you can get them cheap, I'd go for the South Coast Kits one, but at the RRP price I think the Callyers are more competitive. Thank you for watching this goalkeeper reviews for you video. Please like and subscribe. I'll give you a little teaser at the next video. We'll be doing a season review of the Puma Future Ultimate. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.